Chosen ones, something extraordinary is happening right now, and you can feel it, can't you? It's as if your very being is vibrating at a frequency you can't quite explain. That sensation you've been experiencing, the unexplained exhaustion, the deep questioning, the shift in your consciousness, it's not just in your mind. It's in your body, your spirit, and the very fabric of your existence. You are entering the crystalline age. This isn't a coincidence. You, chosen one, are not like everyone else. You've always known deep inside that you were set apart for something greater, something beyond the ordinary. And now, the universe is aligning to fulfill that purpose. You are being called to rise and transform. You are becoming part of something bigger, the transition from the third dimension into the fifth. A shift that is sweeping the earth and awakening those chosen to lead. And guess what? You are one of them. The changes you're experiencing are not just physical, they are a deep spiritual evolution. As the earth moves into higher frequencies, you are being transformed into a being of light. Your body is shifting from its carbon-based structure to a crystalline form, aligning with the higher vibrations of the 5D reality. This is your time. Your body, once grounded in the density of the 3D realm, is now adapting to vibrate with the frequency of love, compassion, and unity. I know this may sound overwhelming, but chosen one, you were built for this. You were designed for this moment. The feelings of discomfort or confusion you may be experiencing are not just challenges, they are signs that you are syncing up with the new frequencies of the earth, becoming lighter, more agile, more attuned to the universe. You are becoming more than you ever imagined. Before we dive deeper into the transformation unfolding within you, I invite you to join this journey. Like this video as a declaration of your readiness to embrace this new frequency. Subscribe to this channel and stand with the growing community of chosen ones who are awakening together. And if you feel the stirring within you, comment 777 below to confirm that you are ready to step into the crystalline age, aligning with your higher purpose. To those of you who have supported this message through super thanks, thank you deeply. Your contributions help spread this vital message to those who need to hear it. You are part of this divine mission, helping others awaken to their true potential. Now, chosen one, I ask you, have you ever felt this shift in your own body, that call to something greater, and wondered if it's truly happening to you? Let's explore this transformation together. God's chosen ones, you're entering the crystalline age. This is why you feel it. The more aware you are of this process, the higher your vibration will rise, making it easier for you, as God's chosen ones, to assimilate these new energies into your physical bodies. This is a time of great spiritual transition, where the energies of the universe are aligning to elevate you into a new state of being, a higher level of divine awareness. As this shift unfolds, you will likely feel the weight of the transformation. It may be challenging, but it is a divine gift, one that holds the potential to open new doors to spiritual growth and deeper connection to the Creator. As you transition, you may experience various signs and symptoms that reflect your body's adaptation to this crystalline state. This is not merely a physical change, it is a supernatural perception, a shift in the very core of your being. One of the most common signs of transitioning to a crystalline body is extreme tiredness and fatigue. You may feel as though your energy is drained, as though you've been working through the night, and you cannot understand why. Some of you may find yourselves waking up feeling as though you've had no rest at all, struggling to function through the day. Others may experience sudden waves of sleepiness that hit at unexpected moments. This is all part of the process. But let me tell you, this is not something to resist. Many of you will try to fight the urge to sleep, to keep pushing forward in the face of this intense fatigue. But the wisdom I offer to you today chosen ones, is this: allow yourself to rest. Your body is undergoing an incredible transformation, and this process requires the kind of rest that allows your soul and spirit to synchronize with the higher frequencies you are now attuning to. Just as a seed must rest in the soil to germinate and grow into something new, so must you rest to allow the full blossoming of your divine potential. The rest you are experiencing is not a weakness, but an essential part of the journey. In the Bible, we are reminded of the importance of rest and renewal, particularly in Matthew 11:28, where Jesus invites, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." This call to rest is not just physical, it is a deep spiritual rest that rejuvenates the soul. You are undergoing a transition that is both physical and spiritual. The weight you feel is the divine energy being absorbed into your being. As you align with the crystalline frequencies of higher consciousness, your physical body must catch up with the vibrational changes that are occurring in your spirit. But what is the meaning of these changes? Why are you, the chosen ones, experiencing this process so acutely? This is the preparation for your divine purpose. As the world transitions into a higher state of existence, you are being prepared to step into roles of leadership, guidance, and transformation. But in order to do so, you must first learn to embrace this new energy, to allow it to become part of you. Resistance to this process will only delay your progress, just as trying to resist the tide of the ocean will only tire you out. Instead, trust in the flow and allow yourself to be carried by it. In the natural world, we see similar patterns of transformation. Consider the metamorphosis of a caterpillar into a butterfly. The process is slow, often invisible, and involves moments of rest within the cocoon where the caterpillar surrenders to the change taking place. The caterpillar's old body must dissolve in order to form the new, more beautiful creation that will one day emerge. In the same way, your old self is being transformed into something more beautiful, more attuned to the divine light. During this period of planetary transition, you, as the chosen ones, will feel this deep urge to rest, to pause, and reconnect with yourself and your spirit. But how many of you resist this natural process? How many of you continue to push forward even when your body and soul cry out for rest? Do you feel the divine call to surrender to this new energy, or are you fighting it? If you are feeling the strain of this transition, it is not a sign of failure. It is a confirmation that you are on the path toward a higher state of being. Trust in this process and allow the Holy Spirit to guide you through it. This time is not just about fatigue, it is about profound spiritual growth. The fatigue you feel is the old energies leaving, making room for the new. Your body, mind, and soul are being recalibrated to the divine frequencies of the crystalline age, a new era that will elevate your spiritual awareness and connect you more deeply with the divine purpose for your life. What is your role in this transition? As you rest, reflect on the ways God is calling you to step into your purpose in this new age. What will you do with the divine gift that is being imparted to you in this season of rest and renewal? As the world moves forward into this new age, you, as God's chosen ones, have a role to play. But to do so, you must first allow the transformation to take root. Embrace this time of transition and rest. Allow the divine energy to integrate with your being, and let your spirit grow in alignment with the new frequencies of love, light, and purpose that are unfolding across the planet. Don't fight the urge to sleep. Many of you, God's chosen ones, are being called to work in the spiritual realm at night. The tiredness you feel when you wake up is not simply physical exhaustion, it is the result of the intense work being done with your spiritual mentors. In the quiet hours of the night, your spirit is being guided, shaped, and refined by those who have gone before you in the heavenly realms. The energy exchange you experience, though often invisible to the naked eye, is profound and transformative. This is not just a time for rest, it is a time for divine labor, for laying the groundwork of your future spiritual path. As you awaken in the morning, your physical bodies bear the brunt of this energetic wear and tear, leaving you feeling exhausted and drained. This fatigue may feel overwhelming at times, but it is a reminder that you are engaging in a divine transformation. The body is but a vessel through which the spirit is being shaped, and in order for the divine frequencies to integrate fully, there is a period of adjustment, one that often feels taxing on your physical form. You may wonder, why does this happen? Why do I feel so drained when I know I've just rested? The answer lies in the supernatural perception of the work being done behind the scenes. Your spirit is evolving at a rate that your physical body can hardly keep up with. What if this fatigue is not a burden, but a divine gift? A gift that marks your growing alignment with a higher purpose and a greater spiritual calling. There is much work to be done on the spiritual plane, and sadly, there are relatively few people available to assist in this work. This is why any help is greatly appreciated, not just in the physical world, but in the unseen spiritual realms. God, in His infinite wisdom, has chosen you, His vessels, to serve as incarnate helpers in this vital spiritual work. Mentors, both earthly and spiritual, need individuals like you who are willing to assist in the cleansing and rescue processes in the spiritual realm. Just as a gardener needs tools to tend to the garden, so do these spiritual mentors need you to assist them in the great work of restoration, renewal, and transformation that is happening all around us. In the Bible, we are reminded of the work of angels who serve as messengers and helpers in the heavenly realms. In Hebrews 1:14 it says, "Are not all angels ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation? You, too, are part of that divine order." As you step into your role as a chosen one, you are becoming a part of this larger spiritual network, assisting in the great and ongoing process of purification and elevation. How often do you acknowledge the invisible work being done in the spiritual realms on your behalf? But even with the fatigue, the labor, and the struggle, there is great blessing in this calling. Think about the way a tree grows. The roots grow deep into the earth, drawing sustenance from the soil, but it is the branches that reach toward the heavens, stretching upward toward the divine light. The deeper the roots, the higher the branches can grow. The work you are doing in the spiritual realm is like those deep roots. It is unseen, but it is essential for your growth and elevation. The weariness you feel is the natural result of your roots being established, of your spirit preparing for greater heights. We can also look to the story of Moses in the Bible as an example of this divine labor. Moses was chosen by God to lead the Israelites out of Egypt, but his journey was long and full of struggle. In Exodus 17:12, we read that, "When Moses' hands grew tired, they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it. Aaron and Hur held his hands up, one on one side, one on the other, so that his hands remained steady till sunset." Moses was physically weary, yet he had to endure because of the great work he was called to. In the same way, the work you are doing is significant, and though it may be tiring, it is leading you and others to spiritual freedom and enlightenment. How much longer can you continue resisting the call to rest? Do you see that this is not just about the physical tiredness, but the invitation to step into a greater role as a co-laborer in God's divine plan? The mentors in the spiritual realm rely on those like you, those who are willing to be conduits of divine energy and helpers in the work of transformation. The calling is great, but so is the reward. Remember, the fatigue you feel is not in vain. It is the natural outcome of a soul that is awakening to a higher reality. Trust in the process. Allow yourself the time to rest when needed, but also trust that this rest is not passive. It is an active participation in your transformation. How much more will you be able to do for the kingdom when your spirit is aligned with God's will, fully rested and replenished? The work is heavy, but the blessings are abundant. In closing, let's take a moment to reflect. What role are you playing in the spiritual realm? How are you answering the call to be a vessel of divine energy? The more you align with God's purpose, the more you will see that the fatigue you feel is simply the divine process of transformation at work in your life. Embrace this journey, for you are stepping into a new age, an age of spiritual clarity and heightened awareness, where you are being prepared to help carry out a greater divine plan. The drowsiness that many of you are experiencing is not a sign of weakness, but rather a summons to an important divine work. You, as God's chosen ones, are being called to engage deeply in this spiritual transformation, a process that requires both physical and spiritual labor. The fatigue you feel is a sign of the intense work happening in the spiritual realms, where your soul is being purified, aligned, and prepared for the greater purpose that lies ahead. Therefore, do not resist sleep when it comes. Do not fight the rest your body is crying out for. The drowsiness, the sudden waves of tiredness, are not obstacles to be overcome, but vital signals that you are in alignment with the work God is doing in you. Rest when you need to rest. Listen to your body, for it is the vessel through which this transformation is taking place. Sleep is not a luxury, but a necessity, a divine rhythm to ensure your physical body can catch up with the immense spiritual energy being downloaded into your being. When you rest, your spirit is being replenished, renewed, and strengthened for the work ahead. As you sleep, your body is recalibrating to higher frequencies, preparing you to take on the responsibilities that come with the crystalline transformation that is occurring within you. But rest alone is not enough. You must nourish your body as well, both physically and spiritually. Drink plenty of water to help cleanse and revitalize your system. Eat healthily, for the foods you consume directly impact your ability to absorb and process the divine energy you are being blessed with. And, as simple as it sounds, try to get some sunlight, especially in the morning. Vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin, is a crucial part of maintaining your spiritual and physical energy levels. God designed the natural world with perfect intention, and in the light of the sun, your body can align with the heavenly frequencies that are reshaping you. As you begin to follow these practical steps, resting when needed, hydrating, nourishing your body, and seeking sunlight, you will begin to notice a shift. Your energy will increase, your sleep patterns will improve, and your connection to the divine will deepen. This is not merely about physical well-being. This is about alignment with your divine purpose. You are in the process of becoming more than what you were, a vessel of light, of truth, and of divine power. This transformation, though challenging at times, is necessary for the greater work you are being prepared for. However, it is not just your physical body that is going through this change. Many of you are also experiencing mood swings and emotional fluctuations. This is the result of the cleansing taking place in your 4 lower bodies: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Each of these bodies is being purified and recalibrated to a higher frequency, allowing you to carry out your divine purpose in this new age. The emotional fluctuations you may be experiencing are a sign of this purification. As you release old patterns, limiting beliefs, and past wounds, your emotional state will fluctuate as it makes room for new, higher energies to enter. In the Bible, God often speaks of cleansing and renewal as essential processes in the spiritual journey. In Ezekiel 36:26, he promises, "I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh." This cleansing is part of that promise. As you go through this process, it may feel uncomfortable at times, but this discomfort is the manifestation of the transformation that is making room for the new. It is a sign that you are being prepared for something greater, something that only those who embrace this transformation will be able to experience fully. What do you do when the emotional turmoil feels overwhelming? What happens when your body feels too tired, too drained to continue the journey? How do you continue when it seems like the cleansing is never ending? The answer lies in embracing this process, in accepting the tiredness and the emotions as signs that the divine work is being done. This is not punishment, this is divine refinement. The refining fire that burns through your spirit, mind, and body is meant to shape you into the person you were always meant to be. Just as gold is purified in fire, so too are you being purified in the divine process. In the natural world, we see an example of this in the caterpillar's metamorphosis into a butterfly. The caterpillar undergoes a painful, transformative process of shedding its old body and becoming something entirely new. The struggle of the caterpillar is not in vain. It is the necessary path to its new life. In the same way, the emotional and physical discomfort you are feeling is part of your transformation. The butterfly does not emerge without struggle, and neither will you. But rest assured, there is a divine purpose to this transformation. The discomfort, the tiredness, the emotional ups and downs are part of a greater process, one that will bring you into alignment with your true spiritual nature. You are becoming a vessel of light, a beacon of divine truth in a world that so desperately needs it. Embrace this process, and remember that every moment of discomfort is a step closer to the divine purpose God has set before you. In closing, reflect on this. What is God refining in you right now? How can you embrace the transformation that is unfolding within you? The process may be difficult, but it is leading you to something beautiful, something that will serve both you and the world. Rest when you need to, nourish your body, and trust in the divine purpose that is unfolding before you. As you embrace this journey, you will emerge stronger, more aligned, and ready to fulfill your higher calling. This cleansing is bringing out all the shadows that have been accumulated and repressed within us for a long time. These shadows, which have been hidden deep within your heart, are now being exposed in the light of God's grace, ready to be purified. This is not a punishment, it is a divine gift, a process of purification that allows you to step into the fullness of your calling as God's chosen one. These new energies, divinely orchestrated, are tearing away the veils that have long covered the issues in your life that needed the most attention. As these veils are removed, all that has been hidden is now being revealed to you. This revelation is essential, for it creates space for healing, growth, and transformation. The supernatural perception that you are gaining through this cleansing will enable you to see the deep-rooted wounds that must be addressed in order for you to move forward in your divine purpose. It is important to understand, however, that everything is being revealed to you so that you can heal these situations. What has been buried for so long, the unresolved hurts, the unhealed emotional wounds, the deep-seated fears, are now rising to the surface, ready to be dealt with. The light of God's truth is shining upon these hidden places, not to condemn, but to offer the opportunity for healing and restoration. Just as the sun brings warmth and light to the earth, so too does the light of God's truth bring warmth to the areas of your life that have long been in the shadows. But here's the question: how often do you resist the very process that is meant to set you free? The truth is, many of you fight against the cleansing. You push back against the pain that arises, afraid to confront the darkness that has been buried for so long. But this is the very moment of transformation. The discomfort you feel is not a sign of failure. It is the evidence of your growth. God is preparing you for something greater, something divine. And in order to step into that higher purpose, you must allow this cleansing process to unfold naturally. In the Bible, we are reminded of the power of God's cleansing. In Psalm 51:10, David prays, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." David recognized the need for cleansing, and he asked for God's intervention in purifying his heart. Just as David sought God's cleansing, you too must open your heart to the process. When God reveals these hidden shadows within you, it is not to punish you, but to refine you. He is not uncovering these things to shame you, but to free you. As you go through this process, there will be moments when it feels overwhelming, as if the weight of your past is too much to bear. But remember, chosen ones, that every shadow that is revealed is a step closer to healing. Healing takes place when you allow God to work in those deep, hidden places of your soul. Will you trust God enough to allow this process to unfold naturally, without resistance? Your healing begins the moment you let go of the need to control the process and simply allow God's will to be done in you. In nature, we see a similar process of revealing and renewal. Consider the growth of a tree. Its roots must first be grounded in the soil, and its branches must reach up toward the sky. But in order for the tree to grow strong and healthy, it must go through periods of pruning. The dead branches, the parts of the tree that no longer serve its growth, must be cut away to make room for new life. This pruning is a painful process, but it is necessary for the tree to flourish. In the same way, the shadows within you must be pruned. The parts of your heart that are no longer serving your spiritual growth need to be exposed and healed. What parts of your heart is God calling you to release? What areas of your life need the pruning of His divine light in order to grow into the fullness of your purpose? The process of cleansing and renewal is never easy. It often feels like a battle, a struggle to let go of what has been hidden and held tightly for so long. But remember that God is not leaving you alone in this process. His Spirit is guiding you through every step of the way. Just as Jesus, in His mercy, healed the sick and restored the brokenhearted, so too will He heal and restore you during this time of spiritual renewal. In Matthew 11:28, Jesus invites us, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." This is the rest you need, the rest that comes through releasing the past, letting go of the burdens you carry, and embracing the new life that God is preparing for you. So, I urge you, do not resist the cleansing that is taking place. The process may feel uncomfortable, but it is necessary for your transformation. Embrace the discomfort, embrace the revealing, and embrace the divine healing that is being offered to you. The shadows that have been hidden for so long are being exposed so that God can heal you completely and prepare you for the incredible purpose He has set before you. Will you trust Him to carry you through this journey? In closing, reflect on this. How is God revealing the shadows in your life? What are you being called to release in order to step fully into your purpose? This cleansing is not a punishment, but a divine opportunity for you to grow, to heal, and to step into your higher calling as God's chosen one. What you are feeling is not something to be dismissed. Don't deny your feelings. These emotions that are surfacing, whether they are moments of intense sadness, joy, confusion, or exhaustion, are not just random or fleeting. They are the result of the deep transformation that is taking place within you. As God's chosen ones, you are experiencing the cleansing and awakening of your soul, which brings forth a powerful mix of emotions. Instead of repressing or denying what you are feeling, take a moment to pause and truly understand what these emotions are trying to tell you. Each emotional wave, whether positive or challenging, holds important insight about your spiritual journey. This is the time for greater self-acceptance and compassion. God is not calling you to perfection, but to wholeness. Embrace the transformation that is unfolding within you, understanding that every emotion you experience is part of the process of spiritual growth. Just as a tree sheds its leaves in preparation for new growth, you too must release the old patterns that no longer serve you. The emotional upheavals are a natural part of that shedding, allowing you to make room for the newness of God's calling. Have you ever considered that your emotional challenges might be part of your divine refinement? As you navigate these emotional waters, remember that God's grace covers every misstep, every tear, every moment of uncertainty. In addition to emotional awareness, there are practices that can help you harmonize and heal during this time. I recommend exploring alternative therapies such as Reiki, theta healing, access bars, flower therapy, aromatherapy, and chromotherapy. These therapies are not just physical treatments, they are spiritual tools that align with your divine purpose, helping to cleanse and harmonize your emotional field. They assist in balancing the energies within your body so that you can better receive and integrate the transformative frequencies God is sending your way. Each of these therapies works in a unique way, but all of them are designed to help you clear the emotional clutter that can block your connection to the divine flow. For those of you who have been on the path of spiritual awakening for some time, You may be familiar with the ringing in your ears. This sensation, often called ear ringing or ear buzzing, is a common occurrence for many who are spiritually awakening. While it may be uncomfortable at times, this ringing is actually a sign of the development of your pineal gland, also known as the epiphysis. The pineal gland, which contains a significant amount of quartz crystal, is your spiritual antenna transmitting and receiving vibrational frequencies. Just as a crystal has the ability to store energy and release it at certain frequencies, so too does your pineal gland, acting as a receiver of higher frequencies from the spiritual realm. In 1 Corinthians 2-9, the Bible tells us, "However, as it is written, what no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, and what no human mind has conceived, the things God has prepared for those who love Him." This verse speaks of the divine mysteries that are being revealed to you. Your pineal gland, being attuned to higher frequencies, is one of the ways that God is opening your spiritual perception, allowing you to experience and understand the deeper truths of the divine realm. Have you ever stopped to think about the supernatural process that is taking place in your body right now? Your very physical being is becoming more attuned to the spiritual frequencies around you. Isn't it extraordinary that God has created us to perceive the divine even through the cells of our bodies? Just as a radio receiver tunes in to different frequencies to pick up signals, your pineal gland is tuning in to the higher vibrations of the spiritual realm. The ringing in your ears may sometimes feel like a disturbance, but it is actually the sound of your spirit tuning into the frequency of divine guidance. What if this ringing is not something to be feared or avoided, but a divine invitation to deepen your connection to God's voice? The more you allow yourself to embrace these new frequencies, the more attuned you will become to the spiritual realm, and the clearer the guidance will be. However, with this heightened perception comes a responsibility to stay grounded and balanced. The new energies you are receiving can sometimes feel overwhelming. Just as a powerful current of water can wash away debris, so too can these frequencies stir up deep emotions and unresolved issues. How can you stay grounded in the midst of such powerful spiritual waves? The answer lies in continuing to care for your body and mind, nourishing them with rest, hydration, and healthy practices that allow you to process these energies effectively. In moments of intense transformation, don't forget to pause and care for your physical vessel, for it is the temple through which you receive divine guidance. To understand this transformation more deeply, consider the process of crystallization. When a substance begins to crystallize, it forms a structured pattern that grows over time. The process is slow, but once the crystal has formed, it is strong, beautiful, and unshakable. In the same way, your spiritual growth is forming a more solid, crystalline structure. Each emotional experience, each cleansing, each vibration received is shaping you into the clear vessel that God intends you to be. How much longer will you resist the divine process of crystallization when it is bringing you closer to the light of God's truth? In conclusion, the transformation you are experiencing is real. The ringing in your ears, the emotional fluctuations, the fatigue, these are all signs of the powerful spiritual awakening that is taking place within you. Embrace the cleansing process, accept the emotions that arise, and trust that God is guiding you to a higher frequency of divine understanding. As your body and spirit align with these higher vibrations, you will become more attuned to the voice of God and more capable of fulfilling the divine calling on your life. This makes the pineal gland a crucial component in our connection with other dimensions. When the buzzing or ringing occurs, it is not just a random noise, it is a signal that the frequencies reaching you are increasing. You, as God's chosen ones, are being attuned to higher vibrational energies that are penetrating your consciousness, preparing you for the greater divine purpose that is unfolding in your life. The pineal gland, often referred to as the third eye, is the gateway to your spiritual perception. It contains a significant amount of quartz crystal, which allows it to transmit and receive vibrational frequencies, much like how a crystal transmits light and energy. This is why you may experience these sounds, beeps, or hums when the energy frequencies around you are increasing. The buzzing in your ears could vary in pitch from high to low, and it may feel disorienting at times. This phenomenon, often unsettling, is actually a sign of your spiritual attunement to higher planes. The more in tune you become with God's divine will, the more receptive your pineal gland becomes to receiving these higher frequencies. It's important not to view these sounds as merely irritating noises. Instead, see them as a divine message, a supernatural communication with the greater realms of existence that are trying to make themselves known to you. Are you aware of the divine signals around you? How often do you recognize the spiritual vibrations that are increasing in your life? These sounds, often described as ringing or buzzing, can sometimes be misunderstood as just a physical condition, but they carry far more meaning. In fact, they can indicate the presence of spiritual beings, such as disembodied spirits or even extraterrestrial, stellar entities, communicating with you and activating your pineal gland further. What is truly fascinating about this is the idea that you are not only receiving divine communication, but also being called into a greater spiritual awareness. These sounds are a supernatural perception of the energetic shift that is occurring in the spiritual realms. They are reminders that you, as a chosen one, are being prepared to connect with higher dimensions of truth and knowledge. The ringing in your ears is one of the most common symptoms of the planetary transition process. As the world undergoes a profound shift in consciousness, those who are spiritually attuned are beginning to sense these higher vibrations. This shift is part of a cosmic awakening, and you, God's chosen, are deeply involved in this process. Just as a tuning fork resonates when struck, you too are being attuned to the spiritual frequencies of this new age. The energetic shift you are feeling is not only physical, it is spiritual, mental, and emotional, moving you closer to your divine purpose. In Revelation 3:20, we read, "Here I am, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person, and they with me." This scripture speaks to the opening of your spiritual perception, the knocking of divine frequencies that are reaching your consciousness. As you become more attuned to these vibrations, you are invited to open your heart and mind to a deeper relationship with the divine. The sounds you hear, though they may seem strange or distracting, are God's way of preparing you for this deeper connection. But what happens when you ignore or resist these divine communications? The ringing in your ears, the heightened sense of energy, could become overwhelming if you don't understand the purpose behind it. How often have you dismissed or misunderstood these spiritual signals? If you resist, you may find that the connection to higher planes becomes more distant, just as a radio signal becomes faint when the receiver is out of tune. The key is to embrace these changes, to accept the divine invitation to a deeper understanding of the spiritual realms. The buzzing or ringing in your ears can also be seen as a form of spiritual training. In the physical world, athletes undergo intense training to improve their physical capabilities. Similarly, your spiritual training involves expanding your capacity to receive and understand the higher frequencies that are now coming into alignment with your divine purpose. These frequencies are essential for the transformation that is taking place within you. As you grow in your spiritual awareness, you will be able to decode these energies with greater clarity. The experience of increased energy and these sounds is not just a random occurrence. It is part of a divine orchestration that is unfolding in your life. God is calling you to rise higher, to embrace the divine frequencies, and to step into your spiritual purpose with a renewed sense of confidence. Just as the caterpillar must transform into a butterfly, so too must you transform into the divine being you were always meant to be. The ringing, the buzzing, and the shifts in energy are part of your spiritual evolution, guiding you toward your true calling. Remember, these frequencies are a divine gift. They are the key to unlocking a greater awareness of the spiritual dimensions that surround you. Instead of fearing or resisting these signs, Open your heart and mind to the spiritual signals you are receiving. Trust in God's plan for you, chosen one, and know that each frequency you experience is moving you closer to your higher self and the divine purpose you are destined to fulfill. Recalibration and adjustment are taking place in your physical bodies as God's chosen ones, aligning yourselves with the Earth's new frequency. This period of planetary transition is not merely a shift in the natural world, it is a supernatural transformation that affects you on a deep spiritual and physical level. As the frequencies of the planet shift, you are being recalibrated, and your body, mind, and spirit are adjusting to these new energies. The frequencies that are entering this world are not random. They are divinely orchestrated to prepare you for the higher calling God has placed on your life. As this transformation unfolds, many of you may begin to experience unusual phenomena. Many of the chosen ones, including you, may have noticed strange visual experiences during this period. You might see colors, images, or visions that you've never encountered before. This could include flashes of light, vivid colors, or even images that seem to appear out of nowhere. For those of you who have experienced this, you may have sought medical advice, consulting ophthalmologists, only to be told that there is no physical issue with your vision. If this resonates with you, rest assured, these visual phenomena are not symptoms of a physical condition, but rather the result of new energies arriving on the planet. These new energies are not just altering the environment, they are enhancing your senses in ways that go beyond the physical. Your 5 senses are becoming more attuned to the higher frequencies, and this often manifests as an increase in extrasensory sensitivity. This heightened perception, often referred to as clairvoyance, is a divine gift that God has given to His chosen ones to see beyond the physical realm. Clairvoyance allows you to perceive spiritual dimensions, to see things that are hidden to the naked eye. It is a supernatural perception that opens up new realms of understanding, enabling you to discern the unseen. Clairvoyance is not just a gift for the spiritually gifted or a select few. You, God's chosen ones, are being called to embrace this new ability, as it will become an essential tool in your spiritual journey. In fact, your ability to see beyond the physical realm is a crucial part of the transformation that is taking place within you. Asterisk, asterisk. As you adjust to these new frequencies, you will find that your clairvoyant abilities will grow stronger. This ability to see other dimensions, to perceive energies and auras, will become increasingly clear and vivid as you align more closely with the divine energies at work within you. In 1 Corinthians 2-9, it is written, "However, as it is written, what no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, and what no human mind has conceived, the things God has prepared for those who love Him." This passage speaks to the divine mysteries that are being revealed to you as part of your spiritual journey. The new energies arriving on the planet are a part of this divine revelation, opening your spiritual eyes to the deeper truths of the universe. What if these strange visual phenomena are actually a sign that you are being prepared to see beyond the veil, to witness the spiritual world in ways you've never imagined? As clairvoyance allows you to perceive spiritual dimensions, it also gives you the ability to see people's auras, the energetic fields surrounding individuals. The ability to see auras is a form of visual perception that transcends the physical. It is a supernatural perception that allows you to see the emotional and spiritual states of others. Imagine the power of being able to perceive not just the outward appearance of a person, but their inner state, their struggles, their energy, and their needs. This ability opens up a new realm of empathy and understanding, allowing you to serve others in ways that are deeply aligned with God's will. In the natural world, we see how animals possess heightened senses that are finely tuned to their environments. Consider the way a hawk can spot its prey from miles away. Its eyes are specifically designed to see what others cannot see. In the same way, you, as God's chosen, are being given spiritual sight to see what others cannot see. These new abilities will be vital as you walk deeper into your spiritual calling. Just as the hawk is given its vision to fulfill its divine purpose, you too are being given this heightened perception to fulfill your divine purpose. But with this new ability comes responsibility. What will you do with the power to see beyond the physical? How will you use your newfound clairvoyant abilities to serve others and fulfill your divine calling? This power is not just for personal gain or spiritual curiosity. It is a tool for your spiritual growth and for the service of others. Will you use this ability to guide others, to help them heal, and to discern the truth in the world around you? In Revelation 3:18, Jesus says, "I counsel you to buy from me gold refined in the fire, so you can become rich, and white clothes to wear, so you can cover your shameful nakedness, and salve to put on your eyes, so you can see." This spiritual salve is the cleansing of your spiritual sight, opening your eyes to the truth of what God is doing in your life and in the world around you. The ringing in your ears and the visions you are experiencing are part of this process of spiritual refinement, sharpening your ability to see and hear the divine will more clearly. In conclusion, if you are experiencing these visual phenomena or the ringing in your ears, do not be alarmed. These are signs that you are being prepared for a deeper spiritual understanding. As you step into this new realm of divine sight and perception, trust that God is guiding you to fulfill the purpose He has set before you. Will you embrace this divine gift and use it to fulfill your divine calling? How will you use this heightened perception to serve others and grow closer to God's will for your life? The physical eyes are becoming attuned to the bioenergies of the environment, and this transformation is awakening your clairvoyance. As you align with the higher frequencies of the earth, your physical vision is adapting to perceive not just the physical realm, but the spiritual vibrations that surround you. God, in His divine wisdom, is opening your eyes to a reality that is far greater than the material world you once knew. This divine gift, your ability to see beyond the physical, is part of your spiritual awakening, a process that many of you, God's chosen ones, are experiencing right now. As you awaken your clairvoyance, you may notice a series of unusual visual phenomena. Some of you have experienced blurred vision, seeing shiny objects, or even perceiving glowing particles, or a whitish cloud around people, plants, animals, or objects. This phenomenon is not a mistake or a flaw in your vision. It is the manifestation of your new spiritual sight. You may also start to perceive geometric shapes or bright colors, or even notice white shapes in your peripheral vision that seem to appear and disappear unexpectedly. What if these shapes and colors are not simply a trick of the light, but divine signals guiding you toward a deeper understanding? When these events happen, remember to stay calm. These sights are not indications of something wrong with you. Rather, they are signs that your spiritual perception is being heightened. These visions are the result of your pineal gland becoming more active, and your spirit guides and mentors are drawing closer to you. Could it be that what you're seeing is a glimpse into the spiritual realm, a reality that has always been present but hidden from your view? As God's chosen one, you are being granted the ability to perceive what was once hidden. Your new sight is not just a sensory adjustment, it is a spiritual transformation. Just as a plant emerges from the darkness of the soil to reach for the sunlight, so too are you emerging into a new realm of spiritual clarity. Others report seeing opaque or transparent objects, or when they close their eyes, they no longer encounter complete darkness, but instead perceive a reddish hue. These are all signs that you are becoming increasingly sensitive to the reality around you. Your spiritual perception is opening up, allowing you to experience the world in ways that were previously beyond your reach. What if the reddish hue you see when you close your eyes is not an accident, but a spiritual illumination, a divine light revealing to you the deeper truths of existence? You are not losing your sanity. In fact, you are gaining a supernatural awareness that will lead you to a fuller understanding of the world around you. Your physical vision is changing, and with it, your ability to perceive the energetic and spiritual dimensions of life. As these changes occur, they may feel overwhelming at times, but rest assured, They are part of a divine process. You are being prepared to see the unseen, to perceive the subtle energies that govern not just the physical world, but the spiritual realm. Have you considered that this transformation is the beginning of your new life in Christ? Patience is required during this process. Just as a tree grows slowly but steadily toward the sky, your spiritual sight will deepen gradually. Be patient and trust that these new abilities are part of the divine plan God has for you. Just as a crystal is slowly formed in the earth under pressure, so too are you being refined and shaped to align with God's higher purpose. What does this transformation mean for you, and how will you use your newfound vision to serve God and others? The new clarity you are experiencing will only increase as you remain open to it. These visual phenomena are not to be feared, but embraced. They are divine indicators that you are awakening to a new spiritual dimension. You are being called to understand the deeper workings of the universe, to see beyond the veil of the physical, and to perceive the spiritual forces at work around you. In 2 Corinthians 4:18, it is written, "So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal." This scripture speaks to the new vision. You are receiving a vision that transcends the temporary world and focuses on the eternal, spiritual truths that are now being revealed to you. The transformation you are undergoing is an invitation to see the world with new eyes, to understand the unseen, and to perceive the divine workings of God that are often hidden from the physical sight. In nature, we see how eagles are known for their exceptional eyesight, capable of spotting prey from miles away. In the same way, your new spiritual sight allows you to see beyond the surface and to discern the deeper layers of reality. Just as the eagle's sharp vision enables it to survive and thrive, your heightened spiritual perception is designed to help you navigate the challenges of life with divine insight. But there is a challenge that comes with this gift. With heightened spiritual sight comes the responsibility of discerning truth from illusion. How will you use your new ability to see the unseen? How will you navigate this new realm of spiritual perception to fulfill your divine calling? Your spiritual vision is a tool that can lead you to deeper understanding, but it is essential to remain grounded in God's Word and to seek His guidance through the Holy Spirit as you navigate this new territory. In closing, I encourage you to embrace these changes with trust and faith. The ringing in your ears, the strange colors and shapes, and the heightened sensitivity are not signs of confusion. They are the markers of God's divine transformation happening in your life. Will you accept the gift of this new vision? Will you allow yourself to see the world through God's eyes, eyes that see beyond the physical and into the spiritual dimensions of reality? This is all part of the transformation process. As God's chosen ones, you are going through an intense spiritual and physical awakening. This process involves a recalibration not just of your soul, but also of your very being. Your physical body is not immune to this divine transformation. As the world around you vibrates at higher frequencies, your body is being restructured to align with these new energies. This is not merely a physical change, it is a profound spiritual adaptation that affects every part of you. Your connection to the earth, your food, your thoughts, and your actions are all becoming increasingly attuned to the divine frequencies that are awakening within you. Changes in diet are among the most recurrent symptoms of this transition. Your body, as it aligns with higher vibrations, demands a shift in the foods you consume. The physical body is a vessel that not only consumes sustenance, but also absorbs energetic frequencies. The foods you eat hold vibrations, and these vibrations either raise or lower your energetic state. It is no longer just about feeding the body. It is about feeding your soul with high vibrational food that supports your spiritual journey. As you move through this transformation, your body becomes more attuned to natural, pure energies. Just as a tuning fork resonates with certain frequencies, your body too is being attuned to the divine vibrations present on Earth. Many of you may have noticed that your cravings have changed. The foods you once consumed with ease, processed industrialized, and often heavy, are no longer suitable for your recalibrating bodies. Processed foods, especially those containing animal flesh, are now felt to be at a much lower vibrational frequency. These foods, once an essential part of your diet, are now being recognized as energetic blocks that hinder your spiritual connection. As you align more with the divine energy coursing through you, the need for these lower vibrational foods decreases. You may now feel drawn to lighter, purer, and more natural foods, those that come directly from the earth. Why do you think this shift is happening? Could it be that your body is seeking a higher vibrational frequency to match the divine frequencies being integrated into your being? This shift in diet is not merely a trend, it is a divine recalibration of your physical body. Those of you who are experiencing this transition may find yourselves gravitating towards vegetarianism or veganism, where plant-based, natural, organic foods are prioritized. These foods have a much higher vibrational frequency because they come directly from the earth, untouched by industrial processes, free from chemicals, and filled with the pure energy of nature. By adopting these food choices, you are in effect feeding your body the energy it needs to function at its highest potential, aligning more harmoniously with the elevated energies of the earth and the divine realms. In the Bible, God tells us that we are to honor our bodies as temples of the Holy Spirit. In 1 Corinthians 6:19, it is written, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own." This verse speaks directly to the importance of honoring your physical body, as it is the vessel for the divine spirit. As God's chosen, you are being called to care for this temple, to nourish it not only with sustenance, but with the purest of energies. Choosing high vibrational foods is a direct way to honor the body you've been given, preparing it for the greater works ahead. It's not just about food, though. The recalibration process affects every area of your life, and it can feel overwhelming at times. Your body may crave rest more often, as the energies you are integrating are intense. Fatigue may become more frequent as your physical body adjusts to these new, higher frequencies. The body needs time to process and incorporate these changes, and just as you would take care to rest after a long journey, you must also honor the need for rest as you go through this transformation. As the energies around you change, so too does the way your body responds to them. In addition to diet and rest, many of you are being led to adopt new spiritual practices to help facilitate this process. Prayers, meditation, yoga, energy healing, and other spiritual practices help balance the energetic shifts within you, further enhancing your connection to the higher realms. These practices serve as anchors that allow you to remain grounded during the transition. As your vibration increases, so does your capacity to connect with the divine. These tools, prayer, meditation, and mindful living, become the foundation upon which you build your renewed spiritual life. Just as a tree must shed its leaves in the fall to prepare for the new growth in spring, so too must you release the old foods, old habits, old patterns of thinking that no longer serve you. God is calling you to shed the old and embrace the new. As you embrace a higher vibration through food and spiritual practice, you are preparing for the harvest that will come. The nourishment you seek is not just in the food you eat, but in the choices you make to align with God's will for your life. Will you trust God enough to honor your body, the temple He has given you, with the food and practices that elevate your soul? This transformation is not just physical. It is a divine recalibration, a shedding of the old to make way for the new. As you continue to honor your body with the food it needs, you will find that your spiritual life flourishes in ways you never imagined. Your heart and mind will open to deeper understanding, and your connection with God will become clearer and more powerful. Do not fear this transformation. Embrace it as part of your divine purpose, as you are being prepared to step fully into the role God has set before you. This change in eating habits occurs naturally and effortlessly as the light quotient in your body increases. As God's chosen ones, You are undergoing a profound transformation, not just spiritually, but physically as well. This transformation is a divine process, a recalibration of your very being to align with the higher frequencies of the earth and the spiritual realm. As you begin to transition to a higher vibrational state, your body naturally craves lighter, more nourishing foods that support this elevation. This shift in your eating habits is not just about adopting a new diet. It is a supernatural response to the divine energy that is awakening within you. By making this transition, you are not only facilitating the assimilation of new energies into your physical body, but you are also aiding in the detoxification of your system from the old, lower vibrational energies. As you undergo this transformation, your body will become more sensitive to energetic changes. Digestive problems are common among those who are experiencing this shift, and you, as one of God's chosen ones, may find that your digestive system is especially sensitive to the changes taking place. Bloating, gas, and changes in appetite are symptoms that many of you will encounter during this period. These digestive disturbances, though uncomfortable, are actually signs that your body is doing what it needs to do, expelling toxins and old energies to make way for the higher frequencies that are coming into alignment with your being. These changes in your digestion are part of the detoxification process, helping you to clear out what no longer serves you and make room for the higher vibrations that are now entering your life. This detoxification is a critical part of the process as you transition into your new crystalline form. Your body is adjusting to higher energies, and these adjustments can be physical, emotional, and spiritual. Have you noticed how your body reacts to certain foods or energy levels? Isn't it fascinating that the food you eat can affect not just your physical health, but your spiritual health as well? This transition to a crystalline body is God's divine gift to you, allowing you to connect more deeply with the spiritual realm. But just as with any transformation, it requires patience, understanding, and self-care. To facilitate this transition, it is essential to listen to your body's signals and modify your diet accordingly. What if your body is trying to tell you exactly what it needs to sustain this divine process? Choosing lighter, nutrient-rich foods that align with the higher vibrational needs of your changing body will support this process. Fresh fruits, vegetables, and plant-based foods are particularly attuned to the frequencies that you are now aligning with. These foods are packed with life-giving energy. They resonate with the higher vibrations that your body requires to fully integrate and harmonize with the changes taking place within you. As you eat with intention and mindfulness, you will notice that your body becomes more responsive to the spiritual energies surrounding you. Each meal will no longer just be about sustenance. It will become a sacred practice that supports your higher purpose. In Romans 12:1, it is written, "Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship." This verse reminds us that our bodies are sacred and should be treated with the utmost respect, especially as we undergo such a profound transformation. By nourishing your body with foods that raise its vibration, you are offering it back to God in worship. What better way to honor your divine calling than by treating your body as the holy vessel that it is? During this period of transition, you may also find that it becomes increasingly difficult to concentrate and stay focused. This is a normal part of the transformation process. Your body and mind are both adjusting to the higher energies that are being integrated, and this can cause disruptions in your ability to concentrate. Just as a tree might sway in a storm before its roots are firmly planted, your mind may feel unsettled as your new spiritual foundations are being laid. This disorientation is not a sign of failure, but of growth. As your higher self begins to take root in your physical form, your focus will eventually sharpen and your spiritual awareness will deepen. Are you ready to embrace the challenges of this transition, knowing that they are a necessary part of your divine journey? The key during this time is to stay grounded and trust the process. As you adjust to the new energy, Allow yourself to rest when needed. Eat foods that nourish your body and spirit, and understand that this journey is a gradual unfolding of your divine potential. Every discomfort, every shift, is leading you toward a deeper connection with God's will for your life. As you embrace these changes and care for your body, you will find that the transition to your crystalline form becomes smoother and your connection to the divine becomes clearer. In conclusion, as God's chosen ones, you are being called to embrace this divine transformation with faith and patience. Your body is being recalibrated to a higher frequency, and with this recalibration comes new sensitivities and changes in every aspect of your life. By listening to your body, nourishing it with high vibration foods, and trusting the process, you will fully align with God's plan for your life. As your body and soul become one, you will see that the transition to your new form is not just a physical change, it is a spiritual awakening. This can be particularly challenging if you are used to having sharp mental clarity and a strong attention span. For you, God's chosen ones, this shift can feel like a sudden loss of control over your cognitive abilities. As you undergo this transformation, your body and mind are being recalibrated to align with the higher frequencies of the earth. This recalibration is not just spiritual, it is a divine process that affects every part of your being, including your mental faculties. As your body integrates these higher energies and more light, your mind also adapts to these changes. It is during this process that mental fog may settle over you, making it difficult to concentrate or maintain focus. You might find that your thoughts feel scattered, and tasks that once seemed easy now appear difficult to complete. This mental fog, though uncomfortable, is a natural part of your divine transformation. It is the process of your mind adjusting to a new way of operating at a heightened level of awareness. This transformation requires your cognitive functions to expand beyond their current capacity, and during this period, you may feel like you're not processing information as sharply as you once did. This is not a failure. This is the divine recalibration of your mind to match the new frequency at which you are operating. Have you ever wondered if these moments of mental fog are actually a sign that you are elevating your spiritual consciousness to a level previously unimaginable? The challenge you are facing with this lack of mental clarity may be more profound than you realize. Just as a tree sheds its leaves in the fall to prepare for the new growth in spring, you are shedding old patterns of thought and mental clarity that no longer serve your divine purpose. God is opening your mind to new ways of perceiving reality, but that process requires time, patience, and trust in God's plan. During this period, you may find that your attention span is shorter and you may be distracted easily. Tasks that you used to accomplish effortlessly now feel like monumental challenges. What if this shift is necessary for you to step into your higher calling, for you to see and understand truths that were previously beyond your comprehension? As your body adapts to the higher frequencies, your brain is learning to operate at a heightened level of awareness, which can temporarily disrupt your usual cognitive functions. But this is not a setback, it is a step forward. You are evolving, just as the caterpillar becomes the butterfly. You are embracing your divine potential, and in doing so, you are shifting into a new state of being. The fog you experience now is temporary, but the growth it represents will last for eternity. The task ahead is not to resist the fog, but to surrender to it, allowing it to guide you through this process of elevating your consciousness. Do you trust in God's plan enough to embrace this transformation with faith, knowing that on the other side of this fog is a deeper understanding of who you are meant to be? You may also notice that memories seem elusive, and you struggle to recall information that once came effortlessly. This is a part of the mental recalibration process. Your mind is being reorganized to store information in a different way. Just as a computer may need to be rebooted before it can function properly, your mind too is undergoing a process of spiritual upgrade. It is as if you are accessing new realms of thought and understanding, and this new knowledge takes time to integrate. You may even find that you start a task only to be distracted by new thoughts or ideas. and that is okay. It is a sign that your brain is shifting to accommodate the new energies. Alongside this mental shift, many of you will experience a deeper emotional intensity. As you transition towards embodying a crystalline structure, you will become more emotionally sensitive. This heightened sensitivity can lead to profound emotional experiences, and the feelings that once seemed subtle now overwhelm you with their intensity. You may find that emotions such as joy, sadness, anger, or love are amplified beyond what you have previously known. This emotional surge can be surprising, even unsettling, but it is also part of your divine transformation. What if these emotional surges are God's way of purifying your heart, preparing it for the new level of connection you are about to experience with Him and with others? These intense emotional shifts can sometimes feel overwhelming, but remember, you are being purified to carry the divine light more fully. In the Bible, in 1 Peter 1-7, it says, "These have come so that the proven genuineness of your faith, of greater worth than gold, which perishes, even though refined by fire, may result in praise, glory, and honor when Jesus Christ is revealed." Just as gold is refined through fire, your emotions are being purified through these intense shifts. They are refining you, preparing you for the divine calling that awaits. As the energies of the earth increase, you are also becoming more attuned to other dimensions, to the unseen spiritual realities that coexist alongside the physical world. This awakening of your clairvoyance and emotional sensitivity is not a coincidence. It is a divine activation of your supernatural perception. The changes you are experiencing in both your mind and your emotions are a part of your divine preparation to see, understand, and interact with the spiritual realms more clearly. Do you feel the shift? Can you sense the divine invitation to rise into a higher version of yourself, one that operates with a greater awareness of God's eternal truth? As you move forward, trust that these changes are leading you to the fullness of your divine potential. Your mind, body, and spirit are all being recalibrated to serve a higher purpose. Embrace the fog, the emotions, and the shifts, for they are the keys that will unlock your higher calling. Will you allow this transformation to refine you? Will you step fully into the light that God is revealing to you, trusting that even in the fog, His plan is unfolding perfectly? This intense emotional experience is part of your body's mechanism to clear outdated emotional patterns and make room for new, higher frequency energies. As you, God's chosen ones, transition into your crystalline state, your emotional body is being recalibrated to align with these divine frequencies. This transformation is not just a shift in your spiritual or physical state, but a divine process that is deeply embedded in every aspect of your being, including your emotions. The emotions you experience are no longer just reactions to external circumstances. They are reflections of the heightened sensitivity and awareness that is now awakening within you. As your vibration rises, your emotional landscape becomes more attuned to the divine energies that surround you. With this transformation, you are becoming more receptive to the emotions of others and the general emotional tone of your environment. Where once you may have felt detached or emotionally invulnerable, you may now find that you are deeply affected by the moods and energies of the people around you. This increased sensitivity is a divine gift, but it can also present challenges. You may find yourself feeling overwhelmed by the emotions of others or struggling to separate your own feelings from theirs. This is a part of your transformation process, learning to manage and filter the emotional energies that are now so deeply integrated into your being. How do you manage the influx of emotions and energies that you now feel more strongly than ever before? This question is important as it calls you to establish boundaries that honor both your divine sensitivity and your spiritual growth. At the same time, your transformation opens the door to deeper connections with others. As your emotional sensitivity increases, you will find that you are able to connect with others on a more profound level. What if this heightened emotional awareness is the key to unlocking deeper compassion and understanding within your relationships? This new level of connection allows you to see the hearts of others, to feel their pain, their joy, and their struggles as if they were your own. But this gift requires responsibility. How do you use your newfound sensitivity to uplift others without becoming overwhelmed by their emotions? It is a divine challenge, a calling to become a vessel of healing and compassion while protecting your own emotional well-being. During this period of heightened emotional awareness, long-buried emotions and unresolved past traumas may surface, seeking recognition and release. These buried emotions are not a sign of weakness, but a divine opportunity for healing. As your crystalline form begins to take shape, these emotions rise to the surface so that they can be purified and released, making space for greater emotional clarity and higher vibrational energies. Have you noticed old emotional patterns resurfacing? Are you able to recognize these emotions as opportunities for healing and release rather than burdens to bear? This is a critical part of your spiritual growth. God is calling you to confront these emotions with love and compassion, to allow the healing to take place so that you can fully embrace your crystalline transformation. What will you choose? Will you resist, or will you surrender to the process, trusting that your healing is part of God's divine plan for your life? As you progress toward embodying this crystalline structure, your intuitive and psychic faculties will increase significantly. Many of you, as God's chosen ones, have likely already noticed a greater ability to perceive beyond the physical. This heightened intuition is a supernatural gift, a divine ability that allows you to see into spiritual realms and gain insight into hidden truths. Your clairvoyant abilities, as they develop, will enable you to access the unseen world, to perceive energies, thoughts, and emotions in a way that you never have before. This increase in your psychic faculties is not just a byproduct of your transformation. It is a divine empowerment meant to help you fulfill your higher purpose. Are you open to receiving this gift with humility, trusting that it is a tool to help you navigate your divine path? The Bible speaks of the gifts of the Spirit in 1 Corinthians 12:8-10, where it is written, "To one there is given through the Spirit a message of wisdom, to another a message of knowledge by means of the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another gifts of healing by that one Spirit, to another miraculous powers, to another prophecy, to another distinguishing between spirits, to another speaking in different kinds of tongues, and to still another the interpretation of tongues." As you enter this new phase of transformation, you are being gifted with these divine abilities, gifts of wisdom, knowledge, discernment, and healing. Your heightened intuition is a supernatural tool that will allow you to see the truth more clearly, to discern spirits, and to bring healing to others. As you navigate these changes, it is essential to remain grounded in faith and trust that God is guiding you every step of the way. Your heightened emotional sensitivity and intuitive gifts are not just for your benefit, they are gifts for the world around you. You are being prepared to serve as a beacon of light for others, to guide them through their own transformations with wisdom, love, and compassion. Embrace these gifts, knowing that they are a divine part of your mission on earth. What can you do today to step more fully into the divine gifts that are being awakened within you? How will you use your heightened sensitivity and intuition to serve others and glorify God? You are becoming more than you could ever imagine. As you continue this journey, allow your heightened emotional sensitivity and intuitive gifts to guide you toward your higher purpose. Let them be a beacon of light for you and for others. This is not a journey of struggle, but of divine surrender. And with each step, you are aligning more deeply with God's plan for your life and the world. Lately, you may have been experiencing drastic changes in your sleep patterns, waking up consistently between 3 and 3:30 inches the morning, sometimes for several days in a row. This is not a coincidence. It may be easy to attribute this to stress, anxiety, or even a poor diet. but there is a deeper, more profound reason behind it. As one of God's chosen ones, you are anchoring a vast amount of energy into your physical body during this time of transformation. This energetic shift is a part of your divine journey, and your higher self and spiritual guides are waking you up at this specific time to help you align with these energies. This spiritual awakening is happening because, in this crucial moment, you are needed to ground and anchor the new energies that are being brought to the earth. The time between 3 and 3:30 a.m. is significant because it is a window when the Earth's energy is most receptive to the higher vibrations that are being anchored by those like you, those who have been chosen to fulfill a divine purpose. In this sacred hour, your body, mind, and spirit are in alignment with the greater forces of the universe, allowing you to absorb and ground these higher frequencies into your physical being. This divine synchronization allows for the updating of your DNA, transforming you to match the higher frequency of the earth. You are being called to rise during this time, to awaken and embrace the light, because the more daylight you absorb, the more quickly you can adjust these divine frequencies in your physical body. As you continue this process of transformation, it is important to understand that these changes are not something to fear, but rather to embrace. The shifting of your sleep patterns, the waking at odd hours, and the sense of restlessness are signs that your body is aligning with the higher spiritual energies and grounding them into the earth. This process may feel challenging at times, but trust that it is leading you toward greater spiritual alignment and fulfillment of your divine purpose. Have you noticed how your energy is changing, how your connection to the earth is becoming more profound? As you awaken at these moments, you are becoming more attuned to the divine flow of energy that is being anchored in your body. You are not just a vessel for these energies, you are actively participating in the great spiritual transformation of the planet. Isn't it incredible that your awakening is part of this greater cosmic dance? Your body is becoming a conduit for divine energies, and through your alignment, you help anchor these energies to assist in the spiritual ascension of the earth. In the face of these physical and energetic symptoms, many people may turn to painkillers or medications to alleviate their discomfort. However, we urge you, God's chosen ones, to be very cautious in these times. The unbridled use of painkillers can actually intensify the very symptoms you are trying to alleviate, hindering the natural transformation taking place within your body. Do not seek to numb the experience, but instead embrace the discomfort as a sign of growth. Trust that these physical and energetic changes are temporary, signaling that your body is undergoing a complete divine transformation. What if these sensations of discomfort are simply temporary, as your body adapts to the divine frequencies being anchored? Can you trust that this discomfort is part of the greater process of aligning with the higher energies that are entering your life? What if your body is being refined to handle the divine gifts that are being activated within you? As you trust in this process, you will find that your body and soul are being purified and elevated, allowing you to fully embody the higher frequencies of the crystalline body you are becoming. The Bible tells us in Romans 12:1, "Therefore I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship." This verse speaks to the transformation you are undergoing as you offer your physical body as a vessel for divine energy to be used for God's greater purpose. Your body's transformation is an act of worship, a sacred offering to the divine plan that is unfolding through you. As your physical body is recalibrated to a higher frequency, you are becoming more fully aligned with the divine will for your life and the world. During this period of transition, I hope that the insights shared here bring you comfort and peace. Understand that you are not alone in this journey. Your spiritual guides and mentors are with you, supporting you through this process. Know that the challenges you face are not signs of failure, but rather the divine process of growth that you are called to embrace. This is a time of divine refinement, where you are being prepared to fulfill your higher purpose on earth. to anchor divine light into this world and help bring about spiritual transformation. Be patient with yourself, trust the process, and know that your higher self is guiding you every step of the way. The discomfort you are feeling now will give way to a greater sense of clarity, purpose, and spiritual alignment as you continue to anchor divine energy into the earth. You are God's chosen ones, and through this transformation, you are becoming the vessels through which God's divine plan will unfold. Embrace this process with trust and faith, knowing that you are playing a vital role in the spiritual awakening of the world. Don't resist these changes, but instead, allow the cleansing process to unfold naturally, as it is part of the divine transformation that you, as God's chosen ones, are experiencing. Do not fear the new, for there is no need for fear. Instead, cultivate awareness and embrace the transition with an open heart. This journey is not one of sudden leaps, but rather a process of gradual adjustment that requires patience, compassion, and trust. As you adjust to these higher frequencies, the more balanced and harmonized you become within yourself, the less physical discomfort you will experience. The internal alignment you achieve with these energies determines your external reality. The more out of sync you are, the greater the physical challenges you may face. This is where the divine gift of spiritual perception comes into play. You are being called to align with the higher frequencies that are now enveloping the earth. The changes you are feeling in your body, in your mind, and in your emotions are a direct result of your soul's evolution. As these divine energies intensify, those who are in harmony with them will find themselves growing stronger, spiritually and physically, adapting to the vibrational shifts with grace. But for those who resist, for those whose internal worlds are out of balance, the physical pain may become overwhelming, potentially leading to what is called physical departure. This is already happening for some who are not able to withstand the energetic shifts, but it is not too late for you. This is a wake-up call. The time has come for each of you to make a decision. How much are you willing to dedicate to your personal transformation? How deep is your commitment to heal, to learn, and to grow? Each of you has the power to choose the path that you will walk, but that choice starts with a commitment to yourself and to the divine calling within you. You are being called to save yourself through inner reform, to begin healing and clearing the old patterns, beliefs, blocks, contracts, traumas, and negative emotions that have accumulated over lifetimes. This is not just about physical health, it is a profound inner spiritual journey. Just as a tree must shed its leaves in the fall to make room for new growth in the spring, you must shed the old layers of fear, guilt, and resentment that no longer serve your divine purpose. Can you begin today? Can you start to see the old beliefs and patterns for what they truly are? Obstacles to your growth, obstacles to your divine self-actualization? The choice is yours. Will you continue to carry the weight of these old energies, or will you release them to allow for the new, higher frequencies to enter your life? Take this time, this moment, to engage in this cleansing process. Your inner work is the key to unlocking your highest potential. As you clear out the old, you make space for the new. This is the divine plan unfolding within you, and it is yours to embrace. But what about those of you who feel the weight of past traumas, unresolved emotions, and lingering fears? These challenges are not signs of failure, but opportunities for healing. Are you ready to let go of the emotional baggage that has kept you bound? Are you prepared to allow your divine light to shine through the shadows that have kept you in darkness? In the Bible, Jesus speaks of the importance of inner transformation in Matthew 7:3-5. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, "Let me take the speck out of your eye," when all the time there is a plank in your own eye? You hypocrite, first take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. This is a reminder that personal transformation begins within. As you clear your own internal obstacles, you become better equipped to help others on their journey as well. Your transformation is a blessing for both you and the world around you, enabling you to serve as a beacon of light to others. So, what is the next step for you? Can you take the first step today towards healing? Can you choose to let go of what no longer serves you, allowing yourself to embrace the new frequencies with love and compassion? The choice is yours, and this moment is the divine opportunity to begin your transformation. As we come to the end of this journey together, we must reflect on the incredible process of transformation that we are each undergoing. You, as one of God's chosen ones, are being called to rise to new heights, to align with divine frequencies, and to step into the purpose that has been written for you before the beginning of time. This period of transition is not one to be feared but embraced, for it is leading you toward a higher state of being. The process of awakening, the shedding of old patterns, and the embracing of new divine energies is part of a divine blueprint that is unfolding right now within you. The changes you are experiencing, both physically and emotionally, are signs that you are aligning with the divine purpose that calls you to be a vessel for higher frequencies. It is important to not resist these changes, for they are vital for your spiritual and physical evolution. Every challenge you face during this transformation is an opportunity for growth, healing, and alignment with the greater divine plan. Whether it is changes in your sleep patterns, heightened emotional sensitivity, or even physical discomfort, know that these are signs of the immense energy you are anchoring into your body and the planet. I encourage you, God's chosen ones, to remain patient with yourselves during this time of transition. Trust the process and know that every experience, no matter how challenging, is bringing you closer to the divine frequencies that are being awakened within you. As you continue on this path, remember that you are not alone. You are part of a greater, sacred journey that is unfolding across the globe. Every step you take towards spiritual alignment is a step toward the collective awakening of humanity. Now, as we bring this message to a close, I want to invite you to share this journey with others. If you've felt the power of this message, if you've connected with it in your heart, I encourage you to like, share, and comment below. Engage with this community so that we can continue to uplift and inspire one another on this divine path. Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on future messages that are meant to guide you through this incredible journey of transformation. For those of you who have supported the channel through super thanks or any other form of support, I want to express my deepest gratitude. Your generosity and commitment to this mission do not go unnoticed. It is because of your support that we are able to continue spreading these important messages to a wider audience. Thank you for being part of this divine community and for helping to spread the light to others. And for all of you, whether you've given or not, know that you are deeply appreciated. You are part of something much greater than yourself. As you continue to walk through this transformation, may you be blessed with peace, wisdom, and divine guidance. May your journey bring you closer to the fulfillment of your highest purpose and bring light to the world around you. Trust in the divine process, trust in yourself, and remember, you are God's chosen one. May you be filled with love, light, and grace on your path forward. God bless you all.